Okay, guys, it's that time of the year again when Pixar drops another movie and I get really excited. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about Finding Nemo. So, this is my very first review on a Pixar film that I haven't reviewed before, a Pixar movie that came out years ago and over 13 years ago, guys. Finding Nemo is an old movie, and I just watched it again last night because Finding Dory is coming out this weekend. And if you know me, if you followed me for the last 2 years since I started doing these reviews, you know that I love Pixar. Pixar is, like, to me right now, and Disney are the greatest animation companies in the world. Disney's been great for a long time, but Pixar, when it started, it had, hit after hit after hit, and I want to give my thoughts on Finding Nemo, this beloved classic for a lot of people. So let's talk about it. So basically, this movie opens up with, a father and his wife. Looks like they're having a nice time together out in the sea. They're fishes, by the way. I should clarify that this movie is about fish. And fish that can talk, that we can understand and feel, and all that. Kind of like Zootopia, but like more grounded, I guess, because the fish are actually underwater and living, a real fish life. Basically showing us how fish would live if they could talk, I guess. But it opens very dramatically in a way where, like, just like Pixar does in good Pixar fashion, just like Up or Wall-E or anything like that. Where we see this character go through a traumatic experience in the beginning, and it's very sad. You see his family get killed and taken away. There was a great someone wrote something really interesting. They wrote it in a way where, if you think about it, if you were to describe Finding Nemo to someone who never watched it before and described it this way, where the opening scene is about a husband and wife who just got married, and a serial killer comes to their front door and murders his entire family, the husband's entire family, and you ask them to guess what movie it is, and you say Finding Nemo, like, they'll be like, holy shit, that's actually pretty dark. And it is a pretty dark opening. But that's where the story really begins, where this father, who is very paranoid and very protective of his son, goes on this quest to find him when his son gets kidnapped. Sort of. So the characters in this movie are all very enjoyable. Obviously, Merlin, the main character, the father, runs into this Dory type character who, in my opinion, is the best character of this entire movie, and makes it what it is. And it's actually kind of the reason why I'm a little going in very cautiously about Finding Dory, because I feel that with Finding Nemo, it's very similar to the way Cars and Cars 2 is, where Cars 2, got a supporting character, Mater, and put him in the role of a main character in Cars 2, where maybe that's what the problem was with Cars 2, because Cars 2, you start getting annoyed by Nader after a while. Will we get annoyed by Dory? That's my main concern for Finding Dory. We'll have to wait and see, but for this movie, I really like her as that supporting character, following Marlin on his journey to find his son. And she brings a really great comedic element, and I think that Ellen DeGeneres does the voice of Dory really well. And all the voice cast is really great in this movie. I keep forgetting that William Dafoe is actually in this movie. And so whenever I hear his movie, I'm like, oh yeah, man, I forgot he plays the fish that helps Nemo in the aquarium, the little aquarium in the dentist's office. So it was really interesting hearing some familiar voices and some non-familiar voices. Here's a little bit of trivia for you. Before he was famous, Eric Bana did a voice of one of the sharks in this movie, so there you go. There's something little for you. The animation is gorgeous to look at, just like it is in every Pixar movie. I mean, you can never go wrong with the animation in a Pixar movie, especially when they take you on this journey underwater and seeing how they create this world underwater and how the fish live under there. and how they journey through to where their destination is and all these obstacles they have to go through. It's really amazing, and all the detail on everything. It's terrific. I also got to mention, this is probably the movie with the best fart joke in it. I'm just gonna say that now. You know, fart jokes are seen as very juvenile jokes, and that's kind of true. They are pretty juvenile. I'm a juvenile person, so sometimes I enjoy a good fart joke, you know. But this one, I will say, if you are not really into the fart jokes, this is probably the one that will make you laugh, because it is very funny on how it comes. I'll say that much. So with all that being said, guys, I'm going to say Finding Nemo is an amazing classic. Still holds up to this day, with a really good story about a father and a son, and someone that forgets quite a lot, tagging along on this journey. So it's a story also about friendship, and it's a great movie, guys. I totally recommend it if you haven't seen Finding Dory, and if you haven't, what the hell's wrong with you? This is a classic for a reason. This should have been nominated for Best Picture at the time, but at that time there was no 10 nominees. But I'm sure if there was, Finding Nemo would have definitely easily been on this movie, and it's still one of Pixar's highest grossing films too. So that's a big accomplishment if you think about that. I remember also reading at the time that Finding Nemo was doing so good in theaters the time it was released that the movie was actually even making tons of money while kids were still in school, because this was a movie that was released during the school time, you know, when the kids were, you know, I think it was around March it came out. And so it was being discovered that parents were going to see this movie without the kids. It was one of those rare films, and that's what Pixar does so well. They make films not just for kids, they make them great for everybody to enjoy, because there's a really good story there with a lot of heart, and that's what Pixar does so well. So guys, with that being said, tell me what you think of Finding Nemo, because it's not always about what I think. I just like to give my thoughts out there, and now that you know what I think, I want to know what you guys think. So comment below. Check out the rest of my videos. You know, I do reviews all the time, and I have a top 10 Pixar films that I've done in the past, so you can check that out too. I'll probably put it in the description box below so you guys can check that link out. And also, I've done, I think my top 20 or 25 animated films of all time, so you can also check out that. It's probably changed by now, for all I know. There's probably a couple of films since I did that one that is now up there. And maybe one day I'll have to do an update. And check out my podcast, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, especially if you're a big Pixar fan, because I love Pixar, and most likely I'll do other Pixar videos in the future. Who knows, whenever I feel the right time is. And I don't know, tell me guys if you are enjoying my channel. Tell me what you think of my channel. Tell me, are there any types of videos that you prefer more than others that I do? Like maybe you don't care too much for my reviews. Tell me what you think, because I'm always looking for feedback on my channel, and I'm curious to know what people are thinking. And with that being said, guys, peace out, take care, and until next time. Well, I said take care, so take care.